pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dawn, please take roll.
Stephen Lyssel.
Here.
Jim Falke. Jeremiah Kiecker.
Here.
John Kohl.
Here.
Rick Coenen.
Here.
Bobbi Marks. Dan Sams.
Here. All right. Trustees have received the minutes of the February 10th meeting.
Make a motion, we approve the meetings from the February 10th board meeting.
I'll second it.
All right. Motion by Mr. Kohl, second by Mr. Van Lyssel to approve the minutes of the February 10th meeting. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, we move on to informal public comments. First of all, Michelle Dross has a request. Go ahead, Michelle.
This year, I'm representing the chamber regarding the fireworks. So this year, we're planning on having the Fremont fireworks on June 28th, which is a Sunday again, right before the 4th. And so I have the permit information here that needs to be signed for the actual fireworks and for the road closure. So I'm looking for permission for that. And I know that you guys have, the village has donated $500 in the past, so we appreciate that. And if you guys are willing to do that again, that would be fantastic as well.
Okay. All right, the street closure is just East Main. Yep.
Correct.
And,
That's a little part between Channel Cats and the bottom, right?
no.
No, it's
Wolf
over,
River Marine and-
yeah, by Wolf River Marine
Krause.
there.
I'm
You
sorry.
didn't really shoot 'em up there.
Okay, I'm sorry, yeah. Okay.
We need two different motions for the permit and donations.
I think we did them together last year. Do you have the permit there?
I do.
And the other thing that we would need, which I talked about, is the certificate of liability. too.
Yes, their certificate, their insurance is renewing in April, so as soon as they renew their policy, then we'll have the updated certificate for the date of the event, so. But I do have the permit right here.
As far as the donation, I think we had someone requesting some of that last meeting. I think Mary from the Yellowstone Trail. And we told her that she needed to get on the agenda for requesting that for this meeting. So I don't know if you want
How much do we have in that one?
$500.
So unless we split it for it.
Split it.
Do we need to make them, or have her get on the agenda for the next meeting for that? Or just
Mary's on. Oh,
Yeah, I'm
for
just thinking
the
for the
fireworks
fireworks.
donation. Yeah, well, that's not on here. I think you probably have to, I guess we would have to vote at that after it's advertised, after it's put on the agenda. So I don't see it as being a big problem, but the way it sounds. But I think it'd be appropriate to put in the form of a request. Yeah. Okay. So I'll entertain a motion for the street closure and the fireworks permit pending the receipt of the insurance coverage.
I make a motion that we shut down East Main Street on June 28th. Is there a time on that?
I don't have a time, I don't know what time they've done it in the
I
past.
think in the past you were usually here by 1 o'clock in the afternoon setting up already, so
I can find
shut it
it
down noon until
till after dark.
until we're done, 10
Yep,
or 11 o'clock.
sure.
Okay. Shutting down East Main Street from noon until 11 o'clock, and then also donating, the village donating $250.
We're to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the next meeting.
Okay. Oh, all right.
And fireworks permit, we put that in the same motion, I think we can.
balancing the liability.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, a motion to approve the street closure, June 28th, noon to 11 p.m., and also to issue the fireworks permit pending the receipt of the insurance coverage. Any discussion, is that correct? Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, do you want the permit now?
Sure, you got it.
Thanks. And I'll get it back to you once we have the certificate. Okay, sounds good. Thank you guys very much.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next, Mary is here looking for money, and we're just loaded with it.
Well, I went to the chamber, and then they said they would give us a donation, but they said, go back and ask your village board too. So,
I suppose they thought we'd meet them dollar for dollar, huh? They got a lot more money than we have. Well, I think we,
Someone discussed it a few.
yeah, we've got it taken care of, so I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we donate half of the celebrations funds, which would be $250 to the Yellowstone Trail Festival.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Kohl, seconded by Mr. Van Lyssel to donate half of our celebration fund budget, which is $250 to the Yellowstone Trail Festival. When would you like that money?
I don't think we need it right away. I think we've got enough to work on for, for right now, but let's see, probably around the 1st of July, I would think.
Let Dawn know.
Okay.
Did we vote on that yet? No. All right, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And then a check will need to be written out to the Optimist Club, because the money's under there. Thank you, everybody.
Well, good luck. Don't spend it all in one place.
Not a chance.
Okay. Dawn has, the Music Booster Club wants to use the village lot for a brat fry, May 9th. Anybody else scheduled for that day? Entertain a motion for that then?
I'll make the motion that we allow the WF Music Booster Club to use the village lot for a fry on Saturday, May 9th.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Van Lyssel, seconded by Mr. Kohl to allow the Fremont Booster Club, Music Booster Club, use of the village lot for a brat fry on Saturday, May 9th. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. An additional thing, or maybe just something that we could discuss. I had a request, somebody wants to use this room for a baby shower in May. I think it's maybe May 10th. It's on a Sunday anyway, so that would be May 10th. And I don't remember what our policy is. Do we have a regular policy? It's not a village resident.
I don't know if there was one in the room.
We do the same as what we do for the shelters now.
I think there was a charge if it was I think,
A
the way
for-profit.
Karen told me, I don't know how it is in the ordinance, that if it's a nonprofit, and depending on what they're doing with it too, if there was a charge or not. But club, if they were a community club or not.
Yeah, they're just good people, but not from the village, and they just want to have a bridal shower, a baby shower. I don't think they're going to have beer and music or anything like that, live music.
Ordinance book?
Hmm?
Should I grab the ordinance book and see if there's something there or not?
I don't think there's anything in the ordinance.
About use of the room.
No, I don't think so. I just
You know,
know if we have
times, and is it gonna be afternoon?
afternoon, on a Sunday afternoon, yeah.
It's Mother's Day.
No, it's not like 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it could be the 3rd, I forget what she asked. Now, it's one of those things, either the 3rd or the 10th.
They're both open.
They're both open? All right, I would like the liberty then to tell her that they may have it, I'm sure you'll be very responsible about, they are very responsible people. I will take the liberty of telling them where they use it. They clean up. But I think maybe we need to have a written policy on the use of this room.
Put it on my list.
I don't think we have one right now.
No, we don't.
Or this room where you may use a gym too, have some type
Yeah.
of organization wants to come in.
Yeah. We've kind of talked about the shelters, we kind of got that covered a little bit, and so now some other things to talk about, I guess. Okay, police report. Month of February 2015, 9 complaints, 1 alarm. Assist other departments twice, both of which were in the township of Fremont. Complaints on tools. Okay, then domestic abuse, 1 911 calls, 1 ordinance violation, 1 suspicious person, 1 traffic, 1 vandalism, 1. Enforcement action, the month of February rather, 5 citations issued, no written warnings, no parking citations, or 23 verbal warnings. There were no traffic crashes. Radar enforcement, school zone 2 hours and 50 minutes, village hall 50 minutes. Number 3, snow removal on the sidewalks, 20 minutes. Tustin Road, 6 hours and 39 minutes. Number 5, Tustin Road, 6 hours and 30 minutes. So Falke County Sheriff's Department handled 1 call in the month to assist another department. The department did not receive any noise complaints from liquor license establishments in the month. Respectfully submitted, Jean Gray. Thank you, Jean. All right. I should have asked, Jack, did you have anything before we move on?
No.
Okay. All right, then we'll move to committee reports. All in library, Bobby's not here. Did she leave us anything?
There was no library meeting either, so nothing.
Okay, and ordinance, Jim is not here, or utility rather, Jim is not here. Just the news from the treatment plant is, everything is, the treatment is going well. Flows are down a little bit now, and luckily with this low amount of snow and slow melt that we have, hopefully there won't be a big rush this spring. The runoff, we've had a couple equipment issues out there. One was with a pump. We had to replace a pretty expensive pump, a $3,500 pump. And the other issue was with a generator that there's a great big lamp generator that runs, in case of a power outage, it runs the whole plant. Even is wired back to the Milwaukee Street lift station, so that thing works based on that generator. And the generator has some kind of a controller in it that failed, and now the engine can't be started without that controller in it. And they're in the process of trying to replace that. They actually had to get a guy from Coenen here to look at it to figure out what the problem was. And so it's not going to be a cheap thing either, but I guess that's why we've got a pretty good equipment replacement fund out there, so I think it should take care of itself. Okay, ordinance and one other thing in here is on this utility thing. Well, I can talk about that in communications. All right, ordinance recycling, Jeremiah, go ahead.
You'll have a copy of the ordinance that we're looking to amend. Basically, we're just adding a buoy to prevent boats coming up to the dock at the beach. So I'd like to make a motion to amend ordinance 15-1, section 408-9E regarding buoy placement in Partridge Lake Beach swimming area.
I think these measurements are a lot more.
Yeah, the old ordinance was taken off the end of Lake Street. It was 250 feet out, the end of Lake Street, which Steve and I went out there with Jeff, and that wasn't even close to where it should have been. So now we're using the end of the pier as a marking point to start with. And also, Jeff Norrell, he took some GPS locations of two of the main buoys. I think it's buoy A and buoy C, buoy D. And he'll, if this is passed, he'll submit that to a Papua County GIS mapping, and those will be set. So, and the other ones will be set according to the list.
Okay, good, well, that's ought to make him happy then. He's been on us for over a year to do this, so it's taken care of, so. Very good, okay, did you make that in the form of a motion then, Jeremiah?
I believe it did.
Okay, Jeremiah made the motion to approve ordinance 15-1, is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, I guess Mr. Kohl is one of three. Okay, to approve the placement of the buoys with a more accurate description than what is in our current ordinance. Oh, and these are the beach buoys we're
Beach
talking
buoys,
about.
correct.
Not the river buoys.
No,
Okay,
that's a whole other.
yeah, that's another can of worms, but there. All right, any further discussion on this clarification? All right, those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
And then, it's not on the agenda, but I did talk to Jim a little bit, and I mentioned it to John on our way in about redoing the ordinance for the sewer rates. Dawn emailed me about it. The current ordinance isn't up to date, and just redoing it maybe in a more general form, so we don't have to redo it every time sewer rates change.
Well,
We'll get together and I'll have it ready for next month's meeting.
I think the last time we changed it was 1997, so.
Yeah, it's like the buoy was 1987.
Was that right?
Yeah, it has Judy Nett's name on it.
Well, we don't like to rush into things around
Oh,
here.
sure, it's
Great for all those years.
All right.
That's all I
Okay, good. Well, that'd be good to work on. There might be a couple other things coming up too.
have. Yeah, boy.
All right. Fargo Beach, Steve.
I talked to Fast Signs, they got me the proof back for the boat landing signs.
Oh.
Just the 4 for each landing. I know we talked for one about this lot, but isn't there already a parking sign here? I know that was
One on a
discussed.
post or something.
Yeah, it's a portable one that he puts out there once in a while, so.
Do we need another sign or just leave that?
What does that sign even say? It's just parking, doesn't it?
Ramp parking, boat ramp parking, I think.
But it should be fine, right?
I would think so.
As long as it's out there.
He didn't shoot me a price yet. My email didn't go through last week, so I emailed him again today with the price, but I can go ahead with that, right? Assuming it's not.
Millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's permissible.
They would be ready by April?
Yeah, he said he's got a quick turnaround, so I'm sure he'll get back to me tomorrow and I'll just tell him to go ahead with it.
Yeah, I'll come through too, if you have fast signs.
Oh, is there? Okay. Oh, that's even easier then.
Did that sign say do not park in driveway? The one in the cement block?
I think it's the one that has the fees on it.
Oh, at the ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, not over here.
Oh,
Not
okay,
over
I thought you
here.
were talking also about the one for the parking.
I don't know about the parking. Do we need one for that?
It's just that, I don't know if a lot of people know that there's additional parking over here.
Okay.
And I think they're catching on a little bit, but I don't know if you wanted to put something up out there.
I won't hurt it.
It'd be good to have a permanent one there somewhere out of the way there.
Where
Find a place.
you want it then by the boat landing, saying additional parking or?
And maybe just put it like on the corner of the lot there by the Nancy's gift thing there or something, you know, kind of
Okay. Just to say
additional boat
additional
ramp
parking.
parking.
Okay. I'll have Rick draw that one up, but
Yeah, and if he's got that one that says don't park in the driveway, he can put that one out too, you know. Because some people just come, pull and park right there, you know.
yeah,
So,
that's true.
They usually do it only like during the early fishing season, there aren't many people around, you know. So, all right, well, go ahead, take care of those signs then, we'll get them up, somebody get them? Okay.
That's all I got then.
There was a Wolf River Preservation meeting last Wednesday we had it here,
Thursday.
or Thursday, yes. Basically, they're kind of worried about their budget like everyone else is. They're figure by the year 2017 they'll be broke. You know, because City of Wayviga hasn't contributed for the last couple of times now, or last year nor this year. So they're taking in about $3,600 a year from the municipalities, and then there's a couple other, you know, individual members and what they get in their canisters. But this year, luckily, we don't have to buy any buoys because we still have some in the shed here for everybody. So I guess that's something that they're kicking around what to do. You know, if they're, you know, if it gets down to they're just gonna have to gradually charge each municipality more. Even talk maybe possibly saying, hey, we're done. Throw it back to the DNR or something.
Or to the individual municipalities.
Because I think Mike Claudy's been president of it for how many years? I mean, it's been in, I think they said 45th year of that organization.
Is that right? I don't know.
35th or 45th, I can't remember. It's been a long time, but he's been president of it for quite some time. And I think there's starting to, you know, there's really nobody stepping forward to the public. And anybody in that's here in attendance is usually just a representative of the communities that are in it. So.
Yeah.
Got that to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'd be nice if somebody did come along that's interested in that sort of thing, but they aren't exactly showing up every day volunteering. Okay, but dues will stay the same then, 500, is there?
600.
600.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then go to the streets then. Rick?
Okay, brought it up last meeting about, the board, about, filling out the permit and everything for this permit. We need to redo this boat launch here that we were possibly considering if the grant did go through, the cost on that would be, $303, and that would put this boat launch on the record for the state of Wisconsin. If the grant does go through, we get that $303 back. If the grant doesn't go through, which is a very slim chance it won't go through, but if it did go through, and we turned down the grant, we would keep the money, and it would still be, at least we got it registered to the state that we have a second boat ramp in the village here.
So did the Webfers have a meeting yet?
They got one coming up the 22nd of March here. That would be a Sunday. It's Lincoln, is it the middle school in London? I believe that's middle school over there in London. It's 21st or 22nd, it's on Sunday. And I got him on the agenda, on their agenda for that. I guess which way does the board want me to go here on it? I'm kind of at a standstill.
Well, for the $303, I guess I would say go ahead and if that's what it takes to get the application going.
How long is the permit good for?
Ever.
So if we pay the $303 this year and we don't do it until next year, the year after, we do it to pay it again?
No. But when I did talk to Scott on the telephone, I did ask him a couple things about the grant. I guess, you know, projects, and nobody has really turned down a grant, a village or a city on it. I guess this is how I look at it. These are the pictures for it. I did talk to Tom. I got everything ready to rock and roll here. That it's to do the full repair or restoration on the boat ramp here. That slab is going to be replaced all the way up to where the blacktop starts. When you first start backing down, it's just not the slab underneath the water. So we're going to repair the whole thing, and everything's going to be brand new. So, it is a lot of money. The cost of it is, the Butte project is $85,000. If we get the grant will cover half of it. Yes, we are looking at web footers to recoup some of that money, but also too, to me at least, I think it's an investment, because we will recoup those funds within a couple of years of the fees we charge on these boat rentals. At least that's how I'm thinking of this. So I guess I would put a motion out there. I'd like to go ahead with the permit, send it in, and ask for the $303 to be made out to the DNR. And I would send the paperwork gets, the permit and all the paperwork gets sent into the state. They send it back to Scott, who, his office is out of the DNR out of Green Bay. After he gets it, he'll send the permit to me, and I can send the permit with all the grant work and the paperwork. So there's a little bit of time there. Everything has to be done by July 1st. I don't wanna.
I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Like John said, just do one over one.
All right.
I would think the workers should be more than willing to contribute something to it,
Well,
because they're the ones that use it 90% of the time.
Exactly.
That's the that's the hang up I have with it.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, you say it recoups money, the other one is in good shape, that one makes
Right.
money.
Right.
This one here, I don't think it makes $100.
But I think everybody knows, a lot of people know that this one is in bad shape. I mean, you know, I have seen people get trailers stuck again, when they try to back their trailer, their boat's down in there. And you gotta put 6 people in the river to lift the trailer up over those cement pads that are in there right now.
So they get bigger truck.
But I guess it's a one-time investment too. Yes, I guess I'll be happy with anything that the Websters give us. You know, do we go for half? Do we go for a quarter of what it's gonna cost?
I think he tried for half.
Yeah.
Started that.
Half
That's
of
what we
half
kinda-
of the half that we would pay, half of the 42.5, 21,250.
At least that put that,
You know.
and if they can't do that and do less, then so be it, but you wanna, I think you wanna try to get
If
the
it
most
wasn't all at
possible.
one time, if they were like willing to say, okay, we can give you $2,500 a year for X amount of years or something too.
Okay, all right. Sounds good.
But it'd be nice to get it all at one time.
I'd like to think it'd be more than 2,500. I was gonna suggest
Yeah,
that we
per year.
say,
Spread it out.
spread it out over 2 years or 3 years.
Yeah.
Because 20,000, it will make you pretty good shot. I have no idea what their cash situation is.
Yeah, I don't either. So,
Well, I guess it'd be $300 well spent at this point, and at least you can't do anything without the permit, so even if we do something else, we probably can use this permit to do something else with it. Is that correct?
the
If
permit
we-
just gives, basically, the permit, yeah, if we do anything else, if we do any major work on it, yes, like what we're thinking about now. And the permit is basically, we're gonna be
So you can apply.
within the law, and it's gonna be registered underneath the state.
So if we came up with a different solution, that we didn't want to spend quite that much money, that permit would still cover us for that.
That's how I understand it, at least.
Okay, all right, well, that's good to know too. All right, so we have a motion by Mr. Coenen, seconded by Mr. Kiecker to go ahead and send in send the permit and get a check for $303. Dawn will have to make that out. I told her not to make it out for tonight yet, but she can make it out in the morning. when we
Okay.
get it. So, any further discussion? Those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Motion carried. In the meantime, if they have to back their big boats in down 3 blocks down the river and drive their trucks 3 blocks down the river to pull their boats out,
Mhm.
it won't hurt them.
No,
All right. employee and purchasing, John.
Way back when did we failed our, well, we got written up for not having gas cans and stuff sitting around in the maintenance shed next door. So I was looking at fireproof cabinets, and you can find just one that'll hold like 6 5-gallon gas cans with a shelf. But I mean, I don't know how many gas cans he has. I didn't talk to Ken lately, but I figured that would be good enough for anything he's got. And if he's got a few paint cans or something that he thinks are flammable. But the size of it is 44 inches in height, 43 wide, and 18 deep. And I found one at Northern Safety is $700.41 plus shipping. And there was one at Uline, which was $5.99 plus shipping. And then I found one that's globalindustrial.com, and it's $429.95 plus another $146.02 for shipping, which comes to $575.97. And that was it, just a rough estimate is what the shipping would be, but they figured it won't be any more than that. So these were without shipping, so this one's still cheaper with the shipping, and it's the same specs as these two here. So I guess my feeling is if we're going to buy one, we should go with the cheapest one. Everybody think we should get one? Because the last time we inspected, he didn't write us up again. But it's probably best that we have it.
It's probably a good idea to
Yeah.
have them, and that way they're in one place,
Yep.
Right.
secure.
So with that said, I would make a motion to approve purchasing a fireproof cabinet for flammable items for the price of $575.97. Can we just say 600, not to exceed 600, just in case it's a little more than that? And then you're on the shipping.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion by Mr. Kohl, second by Mr. Koenen to approve the purchase of a flammables cabinet not to exceed $600. And John has the people, the
From
cabinet.
Global Industrial, excuse me.
All right, you all heard the motion. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. All right. Before we get too far away from the streets, I don't see much sand on the streets this year.
No, we didn't use a whole lot this year.
No, not yet anyway.
Not yet, and I crossed your fingers.
Well, I was thinking like over on the other side, I was looking around over there, and I know other years we always had it pretty much get every street, but I don't really think we need to send him over on that side at all.
You talking on the street sweeping?
Yeah.
It's really not bad by the back street where I live either.
I think it would still be nice to do the main street here and the 2 parking lots. Or what is it?
Yeah, well,
One down here, but building another one,
Well, I think that'd be something when you contact this guy,
which I was gonna do tomorrow.
take a little look before you get a commitment. See, I think we can save ourselves some money by not having him spend days and days doing the whole village. I just don't think it needs it.
Okay.
But look, you can take a look around and see what you think about it too.
Okay.
That agreeable?
Yeah, that's agreeable.
All right, good. Another benefit of a late snow load this winter.
So far.
Have you had a chance to look at the eaves yet? You Ken mentioned that the other day.
Yeah, I'll crawl up there. I was thinking that a guy could probably, I've got some metal and stuff at work that I could maybe cut a piece to put in the bottom and caulk it good and rivet it to what's left of the one. Be good for a couple of years. I'll take care of it.
There's some
It's
awful.
only been a year and a half.
There's some awful good roll tar too.
Yeah.
That works darn good. You'd be surprised how how good that is. So
Weather shield or whatever that's called.
I don't know the name of it, but it comes in a little roll, and it really does adhere very well. Okay. President's report, what do I have? Really not much. I've got some communications, so go ahead, Dawn.
Okay. First off, the spring election is on April 7th, a couple weeks from now with the village positions. There's a referendum on it, county things. The audit will begin March 23rd. Last year they were here for about 2.5 days, working on getting the things out they need for that. 2 operator licenses I have, Thomas Avendroth and Hannah Hartle. Neither one of them has anything prohibiting the license being issued. I can entertain a motion on those.
Make a motion to approve the operator license applications for Thomas Avendroth and Hannah Hurdle.
Second that.
Motion by Mr. Kohl, second by Mr. Coenen to approve the 2 licenses. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
We have received $87.74 for January and $317.62 for February clerk penalties. I have the date for the UWGB Clerk Institute, the July 12th through the 17th. This was the one I went to last year. It's a 3-year program where you can get your certification after that. I had talked to Dan a little bit on it. I actually did fill out a scholarship application in hopes of being able to go. So I don't know if we need a motion on that. The expense of it is $459 for the classes, and then plus hotel in Green Bay.
I think we did budget some money for clerk's training.
Mm-hmm.
We kept it the same size.
Yeah. Okay, clerk training, we budgeted $1,000. So you haven't used that up yet, have you?
No,
Okay.
it's 1,000 each even, so.
Hmm?
Sewer and general, there's.
Oh, wow, so 2 times 1,000. Oh, man.
I'm hoping for a full scholarship, then.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, I wrote you a good letter of recommendation, so if they read that, maybe they'll give the scholarship. So. Okay, what are the board's wishes on that?
I'll make the motion that we allow the cost of the seminar plus hotel and travel expenses for the July 12th through 17th class.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Van Lyssel, seconded by Mr. Kohl to approve the request for the scholarship, the tuition and the clerk's expenses for the UW Green Bay Clerk Institute, July 12th through 17th. Any further questions? Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
One other thing I didn't have on there is that I did start going through the vault a little bit, and pulled out just some things that I know we could send a letter into the State Historical Society on. And I did get a letter back yesterday with a couple things that I thought if I can do it in pieces and clear some out and get in there and work deeper then, because you can't even move in there now, it's worse than it was. But I did get the okay on the things that I did send in. So I'll get some prices on finding out what to do as far as shredding costs and things like that, so. That's it.
Okay. Is there any old business from a previous meeting? All right, new business. We have a resolution 15-1 regarding the change of assessment practices. You've probably been reading the paper, and in the governor's budget, he's proposing to discontinue assessments at the local level and make it all the assessments go on a county-wide level. And there's been quite a reaction and opposition from the Counties Association, the Towns Association, the League of Wisconsin Municipalities, just to name a few, that would like to keep their local control of assessments. And the county doesn't really particularly want it, I guess. So anyway, And I think I think we received some copies of some you had emails from our assessor giving his opinion on a couple of things there too. So I'll read this thing. Whereas Governor Walker recommends in his 2015 to 2017 state budget proposal shifting from municipal assessment to county assessment of property values for property tax purposes by 2017, and whereas moving assessment responsibilities from the village level to the county, which has never been engaged in the assessment of property, will reduce local control and increase costs to the taxpayers, and whereas the costs of a county assessment system accomplishing 100% market valuations annually will be on average $25 per parcel statewide, which is more than the village of Fremont currently spends on assessment services. And whereas property owners will lose the convenience of border review proceedings in their own municipality by having to travel to county sites for border review, and whereas the state's concern over current assessment practices are better addressed outside of the state budget process, now therefore let it be it resolved that the village of Fremont opposes the provisions in the budget bill shifting from municipal to county assessment, urges the Wisconsin State Legislature to remove the provision from the state budget. Be it further resolved that the state of Wisconsin, local governments, assessors, and other stakeholders should study how the current assessment system can be improved and jointly recommend a set of changes, if any are found, to improve municipal assessment practices without necessarily eliminating the current system. Be it further resolved, the Village of Fremont Clerk Treasurer shall forward a copy of this resolution to District 14 Senator Lyssel Olson and to Assembly District 40 Representative Kevin Peterson. This resolution was passed by a majority vote of the Village Board of the Village of Fremont on the 10th of March 2015. There's been stuff in this paper about it, and then there's people talking in favor of it who are saying how there are some municipalities, or some I don't know if they're a municipality, but some governmental units who are really having problems with their assessing and doing it the right way. And I don't know, it sounds like they found some places like that. But again, if like it says here, if they find someone, if they find them, fix it at that spot. Don't have to do it all over. So I don't know how the board feels about it, but it's attack on our local control. And I think I feel that our assessor does a very good job. And I think the fact that we make ourselves available to the taxpayers for the board of review gives them a voice in determining what their assessment is, and to question the assessor to make sure that he is doing things right. So anyway, what are the board's feelings on this resolution?
I would make a motion to pass resolution 15-310, opposing county assessment proposal in the state budget bill.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Kohl, seconded by Mr. Koenen to approve resolution 15-3-10, opposing county assessment in the state budget bill. Any further discussion? Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Do people know about this? Has this been
No,
posted?
I put a poster out
Oh, you
on the
posted it, okay.
board.
Yeah. Was that just recently now?
Just, they came out with this, so whenever that email was, March 12th, or March.
Oh, March 5th. Okay, Thursday.
Last week.
Okay, just last week. Okay. Kind of something interesting here. This is from Jed Wolt, and with Waupaca County. He's the Waupaca County. What's his title? Something to do with sanitation, with the inspector for restaurants and stuff like that. So, anyway, he sent this thing out, and says, last year Waupaca County Public Health Services installed a drinking water laboratory and became certified for testing bacteria in drinking water. Waupaca County Environmental Microbiology Laboratory currently provides testing for many of our public drinking water systems that are required to be sampled annually, but it's also open to the general public for any testing needs. We now also have test kits available that include analysis for nitrate and arsenic. Sample kits are available at the Falke County Department of Health and Services reception desk located on the second floor of the courthouse. Please share that there is a convenient location in Falke County to have your drinking water tested. We would appreciate if you would be willing to share this information in your newsletters, or if you'd like me to write a short piece for your newspaper, I would be available for that as well. So, anyway, that's something that be a benefit to the taxpayers. Okay, couple communications. We've been talking phosphorus for quite a while, and at the sewage treatment plant anyway, and anyway, there's gonna be a phosphorus summit. Dawn got invited to it, I didn't, but Dawn did, by Reed Ribble. This is April 1st. Sounds like there's only gonna be about 25 minutes out of the whole morning dedicated to what they call point sources and updating facilities. 25 minutes out of the whole morning, but before that they're talking, that'd be referring to like treatment facilities. Otherwise, they got a guy from a dairy farm, a guy from a turf grass association, and a guy from a fertilizer business. They're all talking, and Kathy Stepp, and so anyway, they're all talking. It might be something interesting. I'm going to talk with John Wilson or our engineer Mark Meyer and see if either one of those guys are interested in going to go and see what's going on. Otherwise, I might go, so maybe I'll mention it to Jim as well. Okay, other information, other communication we got here was from the Division of Industry Services, Wisconsin Department of Safety and Professional Services, and it's a study, kind of a review of the general administrative practices and record keeping for the Uniform Dwelling Code program. And kind of what they did, they kind of monitored what Paul sent the study for our building inspector, and he had to fill out a lot of stuff, and they checked up on a lot of things that he had done, and it sounded like he had done a very commendable job on most of the things. There are a couple of places where some silt fencing wasn't quite up to snuff, I guess, according to their suggestion, but all the changes and all the codes that he has to follow and all the requirements for all the different kinds of inspections that are required for every building is unbelievable how complex it is. So anyway, we got that, and he's apparently doing a good job with that. Okay. Anybody else get any communications? We get engineering firms either stopping in or mailing, weekly basis. There must be a lot of engineers looking for work. So, anyway, anything else? I'm going to just say, while I was in Hawaii, when I drink my coffee in the morning, I flick on the TV, and a lot of times they had local government meetings and stuff, and it was kind of interesting. They're dealing with a lot of the same things we are, although one of the big things they have is zoning. They're continually getting requests for subdivisions, and then there's the push and pull. They got the developers that want to get more development, and they have the people on the other side that are saying we have enough development already, we don't need any more. Issues with property taxes. You probably read the paper how we now in Wisconsin are like number 2 with our wood burners, about number 2 in the nation for particulate emission, and we might be hearing something from the EPA about that with our wood burners. So, and they're dealing with the same thing in Hawaii, on the island of Hawaii, and they want to eliminate wood burners, wood fires, and because a lot of those guys up in the hills a little ways, they have a fireplace in their house, and they'll start a fire in the morning, and the thing sit there and burn and smolder all day. A lot of them don't bother to dry the wood out. And they do a lot of wood smoking of meats and fish and stuff like that, and they have their cookouts and stuff, so they just have a lot of smoke generated, and it's causing some disagreements over there. So we'll probably be running into that here too. In fact, I did get a complaint from a person about a wood burner, and with getting a lot of smoke coming into their house. So it's not a wood burner sitting outside, but we intend to check into a little more carefully. There's also a wood burner in the village that, the ordinance clearly states that it can't be burnt from, I think, I don't remember what the dates are, but it's gotta be in the winter. It can't be burned all year. I think it's gotta be done by Memorial Day, and there's one person in town who has one that he uses for heating water. And so that thing he starts it up in the morning, and that thing smolders during the day, and it's get a complaint from the neighbor. The thing was in when we passed the, it's an outdoor burner, and it was in place when we passed the ordinance, so is it grandfathered? I don't know. So, but it's going to something that we might have to look into. Okay. Any other things to bring up here? Payment of bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
Second.
All right, motion by Mr. Kohl, second by Mr. Kiecker to pay the bills as presented. Those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, our next meeting, I believe, is April 17th. Elections are or April 14th. Elections are the 7th. So we don't have to go to the gym or anything, that's good. All right, so with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Kiecker, second by Mr. Koenen to adjourn. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned.